Now, and we have new video this morning of a San Antonio man collapsing while out with his family. One angel coming to his rescue is a stroke of luck, but to have 3 angels is nothing short of a miracle. His wife wanted to find these strangers to thank them, and I was there as they met for the first time.
I'm sorry.
They are complete strangers.
Jean, I know you.
I know, I can recognize you.
I'm Francie.
Yet these women share a special bond for the rest of their lives.
Are you Kendra?
I am such a crybaby.
Y'all are amazing. Y'all are Bob's angels.
Bob is Jean Stone's husband of 40 years. And this pickleball court at Chicken N Pickle was the last place he remembers. Video captures the Sunday morning Jean was sitting in the stands watching Bob play ball.
All of a sudden I saw him drop his paddle and kind of turn and roll down onto the floor.
Stacy McGree, who was playing against Bob at the time, ran over.
I said, "Are you okay?" And he said no. He just kind of went blank. And his breathing changed.
Stacy immediately knew this was serious. She is a neuro-rehab nurse with a decade of medical experience.
Immediately I started CPR as soon as we realized he didn't have a pulse.
What happened next?
It's amazing. It is a miracle.
Is nothing short of remarkable. Within seconds, Francie Gillum, just another stranger visiting from Arkansas, rushed over to help.
The only tool we had were our hands and the AED. And that's what we used.
Turns out Francie was a cardiac nurse for 48 years.
Immediately started compressions, mouth to mouth.
And fate wasn't done.
So I was actually working the front desk, helping run the tournament.
Bob had one more angel.
I remember we yelled for Justin to get the AED.
Kendra Cook, an active duty Army combat medic who works part-time at Chicken N Pickle.
Lifting up his shirt so we could access his skin.
We shocked him 4 times here. The EMTs had told me they shocked him 6 times on the way to the hospital. To my knowledge, it was no pulse for almost a minute.
An extraordinary team effort.
It was almost like we'd worked together for years, but we'd never really spoken to each other.
For 20 minutes, Bob was lying motionless.
He was still there.
You could see it in their eyes.
Yeah, you just know.
Yeah, you know when to quit, you know when not to quit, and Bob, we couldn't quit on Bob.
The 3 women doing all they can to avoid brain damage.
You just keep the oxygen going to the brain, the blood going through the heart, so if it wasn't for them, I don't think I could have done it by myself.
Bob was transported to Methodist Hospital, where Jean says coincidentally the cardio specialist team was on call that day. Bob, who had seemed perfectly healthy before, doctors said had a rare heart defect.
They worked hard on him there, knowing that these angels had worked on him here and had saved his brain. They said, we got him back. His heart's beating.
Without skipping a beat, Jean is adamant this was nothing short of divine intervention. Bob spent 9 days in a coma, 18 in the ICU.
I have to tell you what the doctors said about that. They said it was going to happen eventually because his heart was weak, and they said if it hadn't happened here with you all here, he wouldn't be here today.
Heroes in the right place at the right moment.
Being a combat medic, I've seen a lot of trauma, and I've dealt with a lot of trauma. But it's different when somebody's husband and son is there. And I can't tell you the impact that you guys have made on my life.
Bob's angels for life.
They just came from nowhere, not knowing us, not knowing Bob, and just came and did everything they could to bring him back to life. And they not only saved his life, they saved my life, my son's lives.
So Bob was actually in rehab for another 3 weeks, and I got some amazing news this weekend. His wife Jean reached out to me and told me Bob was released over the weekend from the hospital and is now back at home, and he's doing really well. So it's so good to hear that. And also, as a result of this incident, Chicken N Pickle told me they've actually changed their policies at all of their 6 locations to require all employees from now on to be CPR certified and trained on an AED machine.
So
Wow.
not only was he
Remarkable.
lucky and those 3 women were there who dealt with that, and the one being a cardiac nurse, you were saying the cardiac team at the hospital just happened to be there
Happened to be
when
on
they
call.
brought him in.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jean actually, she told me, please, I need to thank the cardiac team that was there because they also saved his life.
Right.
Dr. Kwan's team did an amazing job, she said. But yeah, I mean, just that day, they happened to be the ones on call.
Right place.
So
Yeah.
it took everyone coming together to save Bob's life. Bob, we're so happy. Hopefully he's watching now. We're so happy to know you're home.
What a miracle.
And a coma for 9 days, that's scary.
It is very scary.
That is very scary.